어느 팀이나 부진도 있고 몰락도 있다고 생각해요. 영원한 건 없으니까.
저도 영원한 건 없을 거라고 생각을 하고 있고요. KT 같은 경우에는
말했던 말이 생각나는데 뭐 부진은 있어도 몰락은 없다?
그 얘기가 항상 나오는데 그래도 뭐 몰락까지는 아닌 점이 다행인데
한 판도 안 지고
3대 0.
그거는 객관적으로 보진 않은 것 같습니다.
This is the question that everyone's been wondering. It's KT Rolster, and look at this lineup. Rush will be playing in game number 1, and they will be fielding UCAL as well. No sign of Pawn. They're going with what perfected Africa in the final game of the season, and this is KT Rolster's game 1 lineup.
That's completely ridiculous as well. Unprecedented that now with all of the pressure on, bringing Rush back in, it was a fantastic performance. You mentioned 008 on the Lee Sin in that perfect game that you mentioned. I'm so excited to see what he's going to be able to now bring on 8.6, where Lee Sin's even better.
And it makes sense because he has those pocket picks to try and target someone like Blank, and also Score can watch the pathing and be the pathing beast that we know him to be, but still a big story that they actually start Rush after so little on-stage experience for KT. For SKT, they once again go with what's working, but the surprise, the only one, will probably be in the support role.
Yeah.
They started Effort in the series against KSV. They needed Wolf to close the series, and they will open with Wolf against recent expectation against the side of KT.
Yeah, and Wolf actually said it himself that he thinks Effort's the better player, but maybe not the better pressure player in these high, getting side selection, choosing red.
And this is a really juicy series to research because there's a lot of what-ifs about Game 1 Champ Select that were unexplored. For example, do KT ban away the Zac? We know it is Blank's best pick if they are so proficient at Thresh. So do you wait for a Thresh ban, then ban Zac? Do you just straight up ban it? KT are just going to double ban the 2 champions that Blank has shown up on recently. Trundle and Zac are both gone. I thought maybe they leave open the Trundle and go to a Rush favorite in a last pick Nidalee or something to attack it. But they're just going to try and take Blank off comfort as much as possible. And we already see an adjustment from SKT. Game 1 of their last series, first pick the Kai'Sa. They will ban it on blue side. They look like they're going to be trying to get for a Swain pick, because Swain is available.
Yeah, Swain's up now, so Tal can pick that one up if he wants to. Of course, we know that he can play the mages on the top side. Faker can definitely flex it into mid. Makes a lot of sense as that first pick. But you can see a wry smile on Rush's face. They were definitely expecting something like this.
They definitely knew Swain would be first picked if they didn't ban it, so it is taken away. Tal has largely been playing the top lane mages in solo queue and on stage. Cassiopeia,
Yeah.
He also plays the Ryze. He's been visiting the Vladimir quite often as well. But Smeb can definitely go into skill mage matchups. His most famous champion to me is the Kennen that he was able to, well, such tear on at 2016 Worlds. And because Trundle is gone, now the Olaf is kind of uncontested, Atlas. Consider the 2 picks you like into Olaf are Trundle and Sejuani for different reasons. Both of them are taken away, and now Blank has to show up on a different pick against the highest presence early game jungler in the Olaf.
Yeah, early game jungler suits Rush as well, as Talia is going to be locked away for UCAL. Getting him onto comfort in the first game of this series is very, very important because it's a best of 5, the first time we've seen UCAL here in the playoffs. Make sure that he's feeling as good as possible.
And let's remind the fans that it is dynamic side selection in a best of 5 in playoffs. KT Rolster is the highest seed, had choice in Game 1, Game 3, and Game 5. So they chose red side for Game 1. To me, that's largely about counterpick for Smeb. And it's the most important thing you can get to try to force Tal to blind a powerful champion and then trust in the champion Ocean that Smeb has traditionally been able to provide from the top lane. Because SKT getting lane priority for Tal has been the core strategy when he's been in the lineup. We'll see if it is going to be the Swain or if it's going to be something else, and we're getting that confirmation real early.
Wow, the Azir going to be locked away first up, so they knew exactly what the matchup was going to be. They want to be able to take the Golden Bird into it, but it means there's no ambiguity as to where that Swain is going, and Tal definitely going to be picking that one up on the top side of the map.
So do they decide to invest in their top laner now and give SKT some compositional answers? If it's going to be a top lane mage like Vlad, you can adjust your draft in the second round, or do they hold it for last pick? Because if you follow the logic, SKT is saying, all right, you got a sick flex. We're going to show the Azir now. You know it's going to be a Swain top. And you follow that logic and say, okay, if KT lock in a top laner now, then they can counterpick for support and getting a winning 2v2 as well. but they decide to hold on to that info. They will prize an AD carry. Notice that only Kai'Sa was banned away of AD carries, so the Xayah is taken. They can risk by SKT.
Yeah, it feels like almost an arrogance play, making sure that they can have that security in the late game, but not expecting KT to give them too much trouble. It is a dangerous prospect. Na being considered now for Smeb on the top side and will be locked in. A fantastic Na player, of course, but I would have personally liked something just to stomp onto Tal, but will certainly be safe against the Swain.
Is something that also can have synergy with the Weaver's Wall for those extra Gnar ultimates. The Olaf is the big story here. They have gone for Olaf and they have 2 strong lanes to back him up. Let's see how Rush can do, because Rush had a good debut in his first series. Didn't really need to do much on the Sejuani. Had a great Lee Sin performance, but he wasn't ganking 3-6. It was a lot more passive play. He was measured. But KT roasted to start him. They're looking for the aggression. They're looking for him to dominate this game. And he certainly has a draft where he can potentially take it in the palm of his hands and control the early game.
Yeah, and we have to remember the last time we saw Rush, it was against Mowgli and Spirit, too. Relatively what Tal's going to be building.
Almost certainly going to be Leandri's, I would imagine.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
As here's the Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, the Flash Gnar actually into the wall as well, as there's so much CC. The Pebbles come out, and Yukal is going to help grab first blood for Smeb.
Awkwardly, Rush was there with the front row seat, but couldn't get over because there was a Weaver's Wall in the way. That because he was topside, SKT will find an objective on the bottom side, or will they? We're seeing the recall from the Gnar. He's not actually sticking. He wants to get a shop in. Going for the teleport early. They want to fight this KT.
Yeah, KT going to get in there. The Smite does come out from Blank, but is he going to fall down here? The hop gets Smeb over, and now he's going to have the Hyper Procs, picks it up. Cataclysm just going to keep the Gnar in a cage, but he doesn't mind. He kills the Jarvan, and that's the second kill for KT, right on time for when their composition's going to go off.
And they're not trying to prefer the top lane turret that seemed free. They really want this bot lane turret to try to snowball the game. That's why Smeb teleported in after the Drake would already be dead. KT rolls to unlocking the Alistar to roam. It's so important for their mid game, and it should happen here.
Yep, 4 members on the bottom side. Yukal is going to head back home, doesn't have the Weaver's Wall to close distance. He's actually going to hop over. There are a lot of pings onto Yukal. Got wards out of position. Featherstorm is going to be invested, but huge Pulverize comes in from Mata. Going to be answered here by Wolf, but Mata should be outside of positioning. Not going to be able to get out of this one as Tal. The Demonic Ascension's going to be available. So much damage from the Swain, and he picks up the kill onto Rush. The kills are now equalized, and SKT just move up the mid lane. Yukal may actually fall down as Blank so aggressive with the rocket jump. Deft still getting some damage in there. Double heals come out from KT, and that's going to be a dead Yukal. SKT turning it on post 21 minutes.
KT thought it was 2 skirmishes, but it ended up just being a failed attempt at a team fight. SKT didn't have to use much, and Faker keeps up everything, including the Emperor's Divide, and they should get a free Baron.
Yeah, Faker at full health means that he can try and stave off KT over here. Just not a chance for them to get in. It's going to be smoked by Blank. And the first Baron, we were talking about it being important for KT, it now just gets gifted to SKT as Faker. So much damage. Smeb has to hop away. Deft has to limp away from this fight, and it might be the delayed ace to come in from SKT. There it is! The Birdman himself picks up the kill onto the Xayah. Smeb, 1 auto attack away from dead as he gets the Mega Gnar, Gnars them all away, and he's buying some time. Has a Blast Cone to get himself over, and now the teleport to come in. Is he going to get out? Oh, he does!
He does it!
Oh, Smeb. Oh, there it is. Oh, what?
The auto attack followed him the whole way.
That
Ends up
is
being comical stuff,
Yeah,
but it ends up
super
being
long auto.
5 kills eventually. Atlas and the Baron to the side of SKT. KT Rolster, the setup on that pinch was not good enough. First 5 kills, first Baron, and now first gold lead for SKT.
Yeah, the headbutt pole felt good from Martin. We are going to see it again. KT just over-indexing and Deft out of position in this fight to start it off.
So consider, Smeb is not in Mega Gnar. The teleport is behind, and Talia gets there too late. Isn't able to hit the fight, neither is Azir. But Tal's in the backline, he gets a free invitation as the Swain to get value. Rushed up.
2 members being top.
Morellonomicon being complete means there is kill pressure onto the Swain, but SKT, they've got their power in the mid game, and now they're trying to find Smeb as well.
Yep, Faker is actually going to be able to find the blue buff as Smeb just takes way too much damage. Bang's going to pick up the kill, and SKT, they're just rolling forward now.
SKT are just taking the script and ripping it up into little...
To be going that man's way, as we are going to have a look at this one again as the rocket jump comes through.
Watch the order. This is the order that follows him, so it looks like he's going to survive. Doesn't actually interact with the the charge that was on him, so the satchel charge that was on him, the explosive
Yeah.
charge didn't get buffed by that auto, but the auto following killed him. So the longest range Tristana auto, they say that the Tristana nerf was ranged. I have a counterpoint.
Yeah, I certainly do. I didn't know that it was sort of like it had a dead.
To beat SKT in my estimation, but none of them have been able to be fielded. One mistake around a skirmish, and everything has been rewritten for SKT, and all the early game for KT meant nothing.
Yeah, well, Vision of Empire is going to come down, spots out KT, who just all get trapped in the Cataclysm. That is massive as Tull gets the flash in over the top. Bang! Just solos out Deft off to the side as the Empress Divide doesn't do that much, but does get the picks, and bang, he just wants more kills. Doesn't have the flash available, otherwise you know that he'd be jumping on top of KT, and now game one should be in the hands of SKT. Against what felt like the run of play, they're going to continue their gauntlet run in style in game one.
SKT looking like the sleeping giants they will always be as an organization. They finally settled on a lineup, and in this game they were able to answer a lot of the preparation that teams would have flagged when it came to SKT's weaknesses and even played into KT's strengths. But they turned the game on 1-1 team fight around 22 minutes, got the Baron, and never looked like losing from there.
Yeah, and I think the real question mark here is in that jungle role. Blank wasn't harassed at all by Rush in the early game. I felt like the Jarvan play was fantastic as far as reacting to where Rush was on the map. And it's not a lot of times that we get the opportunity to praise what Blank can do for his team, but this is certainly one of those occasions.
Really interesting. And what does that mean for whether Rush or